sure you get this duo's name right, or they'll be screaming, "That's not my name," with their hands held high. It's only the Ting Tings. How's it feel to be back on British soil after so long?
Good, lounging in these sofas.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not just having some time off, but we're not.
But you're not. You're chilling with us today.
It's sunny out. It's a good day today. We're doing loads of promo, getting into the sea. It's quite cool.
Let's talk about kind of where the Ting Tings began, because you formed a band, didn't you, together in Manchester first, and that didn't go so well, so we won't discuss that. And then you became a duo. What was it like going from like 4 to 5 members to a duo? And was you like, now we've got to do more work?
It was exhilarating for us, and we formed like our band, but we didn't really form a band to set out to get a record deal or signed, because we'd kind of been signed and dropped in our first band, so we kind of felt like, well, kind of screwed that one up, that's over there. So we were throwing house parties, doing a lot of like playing records, and we just had like 3 songs that we would play at our house parties, and then we'd throw a house party a month later, and like more people turned up, and then more people and more people,
so it became a little gig.
And then it became less about the parties and people really interested in the songs, and then it just grew. Then we printed our own vinyl and put our own record out, and that kind of sold really well, and then it just grew.
Because the second album, Sounds from Nowheresville, has got the single Hands on it, and that didn't that came out like October 2010? You released that?
Yeah, it hasn't actually got the single Hands on it.
So it came off. Okay.
Yeah, we just it was one of the first songs that we wrote when we got to Berlin in the studio, and then we kept writing, and by the time we finished the album, we kind of felt like Hands probably didn't need to be on it. Everybody knew it. We seemed to play it everywhere, and everybody sings along, everybody knows that song anyway. So we wanted to put a new one on that people didn't know, and we had the idea of making the album feel like kind of like a playlist type mixtape thing.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons really. First one was it reflected the way that we'd been listening to music for the past few years, where we rarely play a band's album in its entirety. I will play like an AC/DC song on the tour bus, and someone will stick on TLC next, and then it was just like this random thing.
Yeah. Shuffle.
So we thought it would make an interesting album to have that kind of concept behind it. And secondly, I think it really took that pressure off of trying to, that second album pressure that bands have, where you feel like you've suddenly boxed yourself in with your success and the sound that you made on that first album, and we didn't want that. So as soon as we came up with the concept of doing something that was like consciously making every song different, we felt free and we could write our songs, and it was really cathartic, I think, to write like that.
Friends want buy one, get a job, meet boys and cars and get a dog, throw parties, we sit on the ground, I'd rather they just let me down.
Did you anticipate the success that you've got in the US? Because, being like a UK artist, a British band, they don't really take to us that well. How was your reaction to that?
We didn't anticipate any success in the UK either, to be honest, so America just totally blew our minds.
Yeah, wow.
And even we'd go to Jakarta, South Korea, whole of South America, like, they all know our music, and it's kind of pretty amazing now. I think it's probably more with like the internet and syncs and stuff like that, because we don't write that full-on manufactured pop that gets hit on every radio station. We get played in the UK because the UK is quite open-minded about what their version of pop is. But you kind of go to American pop radio, and I do not know how we got played on it, because we'd drive into the stations and we'd kind of listen to the station that we're driving in to do an interview with, and it would be like, I don't know, like a Pitbull and a
J-Lo.
Yeah, and all those things, and then us was like, "That's not my name," which sounded like it had been made, in your bedroom, and it managed to like just squeeze onto those playlists and all around the world. And I think it's probably because the internet kind of builds it up, so then it makes kind of people at radio then take notice. But yeah, it blew our minds completely.
How does it feel coming back to the UK and touring? We missed it.
Yes, but it's weird, the UK, because I think I personally have this funny thing with the UK where it's almost like it's so nerve-wracking, because say we'd film a TV show in England, odds on I've grown up watching that TV show, and I know everything about the presenters and the guests, and it's so much more nerve-wracking. But we'll go to France and we'll do a big TV show, and I haven't got a clue what it is, and it's quite relaxing because you're just like, yeah, whatever. But the UK, there's always like this real intensity, which is a good thing, because it means like I obviously care about where I grew up and what I saw growing up, but it's also quite nerve-wracking.
Time for you to rearrange.
You are on tour soon. What surprises do you have in store? Anyone going to pop out on the stage and everyone's going to go, oh my God?
Well, we're doing. I mean, we're going to really punk it out. Just 2 of us on stage with like minimum production. We're just going to really hammer hard, you know, because the thing we did on the first tours was really exciting. We just punked it out. I think it was like full-on sweat energy. So we started getting a bit more production with screens and visuals.
Yeah.
You can step your foot off the gas because, you know, a visual can do something while you're just sitting there playing
So
a loop.
much.
So we're kind of going back to core, you know, like just jeans and trainers and t-shirts, and doing the whole US tour, South America tour, European tour straight after that, and then the UK tour. So 6 months of solid touring ahead of us, just hitting it hard.
You wanna start talking cause it's not too late. Aquarium, stare at 'em. Everybody loves somebody to hate.
Break it, make it, you can make the break back ain't for fuck's sake, just make it.
Now, you have been in the US for a long time, so I'm going to test you on your British knowledge. So this is how British are you? Quite easy questions, so don't worry. First one is, when was the royal wedding?
What, like to the day?
month?
The day and the month.
Even if I was in the UK constantly, I wouldn't memorise that date.
It was like in the papers and everything. Okay.
Would you have memorised the actual date?
I do know, but maybe that's because I'm a sado. It's the 29th of April. How much is a pint of milk on average?
1 pint of milk from like supermarket.
Yeah, or like a corner shop.
I don't know, £1.20.
You've been living the rockstar life for too long. On average, it's about 50 pence. I know, I didn't know that either. Ting Tings, thank you for talking to Dropout UK. Before we go, got a little present for both of you for doing so well. It's a ting each. How about that? I heard that you've had these before.
Nice,
I
yeah.
thought I was being original, but I wasn't. Katie told me I wasn't.
Not often, so thank you.
It's good.
We missed the thing. It's better than lilt.
Hear that?
Better.
Thank you, Ting Tings, for talking to Dropout UK.
Dropout